Team of the weekend time then. Who played best in their position out of all of the matches in what was a pretty epic weekend of games in this November Test series? And I'm counting those 6 matches between the top 12 teams. We had Ireland against New Zealand on Friday night. There was England, Australia. It was Argentina, Italy, and France against Japan on Saturday. And on Sunday, Wales, Fiji, and Scotland, South Africa. Some brilliant performances. And there are some positions on the field where the competition is insanely good. So there are some very, very good individual performances which don't even make this team. And this is just my opinion. So let me know yours in the comments down below. Give the video a thumbs up and hit subscribe. I have had a brilliant weekend in Amsterdam. And fortunately, I was with a bunch of rugby mates. In fact, that's how we know each other. So watching the rugby was a core part of the weekend. We were actually meant to see the Netherlands against Zimbabwe. That's how come we're here. But that game was cancelled. Fortunately, there was lots of rugby going on, which we got to see whilst we were here in Amsterdam. Let me commence with the team of the week. I have picked Angus Bell as my loose head prop. Your thoughts? Let me know down below. I just thought he was a raging bull of a player for Australia. Huge ball carrier, physical specimen. Great to see him fit, and hopefully he can stay so for an extended period of time. He's had some horrible injuries, but a core part of a resurgent Australia and a massive part of their future. He is legit. Oxenchae was very good. Ellis Genge, Andrew Porter, but I've gone with Angus Bell. That was an easy selection. A bit trickier at hooker because Piato Malvaca was excellent for France. Little shout for Dewi Lake as well. He was one of the few Welshmen who actually put in a proper shift that he can be proud of, I would say. But Asafo Amua, he is taking his opportunity brilliantly at the minute, isn't he? Cody Taylor's been New Zealand's best player in 2024. He goes down. You think, oh, we could be in a pickle here. And Samisoni Takiaho is out injured as well. Amua is the boy. Brilliant against England and great again in that game against Ireland. Zander Fagerson is my tight head prop. It was noticeable when he went off. And he lasted 68 minutes of the game against South Africa. And he was brilliant in that 68 minutes that he played. But as soon as he went off, the scrum got minced. I said in the build-up to the Scotland-South Africa game that if I were picking a British and Irish Lions team next weekend, I would pick Zander Fagerson as my tight head prop. Yes, even over and above Tadhg Furlong. And I think that's my thought on that has only strengthened following the game that we watched at Murrayfield. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. He was up against South Africa, whose captain, Eben Etzebeth, is the first of my locks making the team of the week. He was the top carrier for the Boks, and they had 7 forwards on the bench, but Rassie Erasmus kept Eben on. He's got an engine, and he put in a proper shift, meaty performance. And alongside Scott Barrett, 2 international captains that really stood up and delivered. Scott Barrett needed a big performance, actually. I mean, there were suggestions from some quarters that he might be the lock that gets nudged out of the team when other players return from injury and such. So, no, I thought he was ace against Ireland. I will also mention James Ryan. I thought was brilliant for Ireland in a losing performance. Just tireless, huge amount of work rate James Ryan put in. And Jeremy Williams and Nick Frost for Australia were good. And Maro Itoje was pretty decent for England as well. That's the front 5 into the back row. And a blindside flanker, Bobby V, who put in a giant performance for Australia, walloping people when England had the ball and making big carries when Australia had the ball. He is having a great year. Francois Crowe was great for France. Chandler Cunningham-South had some moments for England, but Valentini, Bobby V was the clear choice in the 6 jersey. A little trickier in the 7 jersey. Josh van der Fleer, I think, yeah, Ireland lost, but that was not despite a huge lack of effort and work rate from Josh van der Fleer, who was everywhere. And in a poor Ireland performance, he stood out. I thought it was a big shift. And my number 8, Gregory Orri. This is a tough one. Jack Dempsey was playing really well until he got injured. I hope his injury's not too bad and he can get back for Scotland. Kazuki Himeno for Japan was great up against Gregory Orri. Harry Wilson is the one that just misses out. Harry Wilson put in a proper captain's performance for Australia and deserves a mention. But Gregory Orri, who hasn't been playing his best rugby in recent years, well, in recent months, I should say, not quite as good. He sort of dropped off below Ardi Savia and Caelan Doris for that best number 8 in the world spot. He was kind of equal first. The three of them were vying it out together. 21 tackles for Gregory Orri in that game against Japan. He was big. And a big part, French players seem to play better when Antoine Dupont is in the team. The win ratio without Antoine Dupont and with him is incredible. Now, France were always going to beat Japan, but they did some really, really cool things. And Antoine Dupont is amazing. He actually got charged down. His very first interaction in the game was a box kick. He got charged down, but then he showed why he's one of the best players on earth, if not the best. He is my scrum half of the week. I'd give a little shout for Ben White, who I thought was great for Scotland. And Cam Roigard is New Zealand's best scrum half and surely will be starting next week. He was great off the bench. Fly half, oh my goodness me. How many fly halves do you want to pick from? Caleb Muntz I've given the nod to, but Thomas Albanese was ace for Argentina in a beatdown over Italy. He was the man of the match there. Marcus Smith, everything good about England is coming through him. D-Mac for New Zealand was brilliant, but it had to be Caleb Muntz. Yeah, what a performance. A first ever victory for Fiji in Wales, and he scored, well, he scored all but 5 of the points and just bossed it. Absolutely bossed it. And then in his post-match interview, said hello to his mum and dad, thanked the fans, and is just an all-round nice bloke as well. So, but I'm giving it to him for his performance alone. On the wing, I've gone for Makazole Mapimpi, who does not want, just shows no signs of aging. He's just as quick and powerful as he ever was. He's such a ball of muscle. Got 2 tries, was a nuisance, and yeah, played very well. Back to Fiji though for the number 12 jersey. Again, a hotly contested one because I thought Andre Esterhuizen for South Africa was great. Sione Tuipulotu for Scotland, really strong. And Len Ikitau, decent for Australia. But Josaia Tuisova is a freakish physical specimen. His handoff was insane. He is such a great focal point. I wish every team needs a Josaia Tuisova. And the teams that have that physical ball carrier, someone that can do that role at 12, be it Tuipulotu for Scotland, you've got Geordie Barrett can do that job for New Zealand. He can carry hard and straight. And you've got Dialende or Esterhuizen for South Africa. And the list goes on. It just makes such a difference. And Tuisova, from Fiji last week to this week, Muntz and Tuisova, a huge part of the victory. Of course, the number 13 is going to be Joseph Suali, who lived up to the hype, exceeded the hype. His very first professional game of rugby union, and he goes and puts in that performance in a 13 jersey, which is widely regarded as the most difficult position to play from a defensive point of view. He did his job in defence, but more than that, oh my goodness me, this guy is the real deal. He left rapid England backs like Ollie Slightholme. He left them for dead. His acceleration, his athleticism, jumping for the high balls, Israel Folau-esque. Australia have got an absolute gem. And there's been a lot of people critical of spending 6 million Australian dollars on him over the next few years. Looks like money well spent at this point, doesn't it? Let's see how he goes, though. But brilliant performance on debut. Louis Bielbiere gets on the wing. I want to mention Delgi. There is no Argentinians that have made my team, but there was a lot of players that played very well. Rodrigo Isgro and Bautista Delgi, the 2 wingers for Argentina, were really, really good. But Louis Bielbiere has just got it, that knack of finding the try line. And to complete the 15, Tom Wright. What a performance. And were it not for Suali, Tom Wright would have been comfortable man of the match. He was magnificent. I would give a little shout to both the Jordans. Tom Jordan for Scotland and Will Jordan for New Zealand I thought were really good. I thought that Juan Cruz Malia for Argentina was great too. But there you go, gone for Tom Wright. I have picked a top 3 players of the week. So that's the team award. There's all the individuals making up a team, but the best 3 players overall, regardless of position. I've got number 3, Tom Wright. I thought he was great. I've got number 2, Caleb Muntz, for just giving Fiji what they need. Someone that can create a structure for the mad Fijian skills to sit within. And the best player of the week, Joseph Alcuso Suali, who was majestic. And a star is born. And yeah, I mean, I'm hyping him up even more than everyone was hyping him up before the game, but he's legit. He's the real deal. Tell me what you think. Anyone I've missed? Anyone I should have picked? Anyone you disagree with? Unless I think we can probably agree, you and I, that was a fantastic weekend of rugby. And I love these November tests, the little South v North battles that happen, the teams you don't get to see as often, the brilliant matchups. I will say I enjoyed this weekend a lot, despite England losing, obviously as an Englishman. I thought it was a great game. I have got a little bit of fear about next weekend. I'm going to Twickenham, and well, I hope I witness something memorable. I just hope it's not memorable because it's some kind of record beatdown for England. Not looking good. Morale at an all-time low. But anyway, that's next week. Lots of time to build up to that. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your support of the channel, and you can really help just by dropping a little thumbs up on the video if you appreciate the content. Hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. I'll see you in the comments there, and I'll see you on the next video too.